So we're here today at the London Marathon, working closely with the MS Society, and we're here just to give the runners a massage after they've done, just to help just relax them after they've literally done a marathon. So, just something to give back, really. It's been fantastic, it really has. I mean, it's obviously not been on for a little while, so it's really nice to have it back. You get strangers cheering on strangers, and everyone's here with a collective kind of goal of helping each other out, which is lovely.
Seeing the sense of community, runners helping out each other, and meeting all of the people that have come from across the world to run here today, it's been great.
Practicing some of the most fundamental skills in terms of massage and kind of the massage techniques we use on these runners is really, really important, and I'm sure we're all really grateful to be able to do it even more so today because we've kind of missed out on it in the last 2 years. We've gone through obviously massage techniques, and which is something that we learned in first year, and as a third year student and on placements that I've been, we haven't been able to actually practice those skills, and for me it's just been nice to just go back to basics, go back to what we learned in first year and just get right into it. I chose physio because when I was a child I was in a car accident, so I had physio for about 3 years. Had problems with my spine after the accident, and working with her, we've managed to fix most of it, and it's just something that I want to be able to do for someone else. So my non-clinical placement was in a research team, so it was a research project called the Know Best Project that looked at the involvement with physios and their 1,000 clinical hours. So it was quite an unorthodox placement for a student because it was research, so it wasn't clinical. Aside from that, it really opened a whole new door in the career because you have the clinical side, but you do have the kind of foundation research that kind of feeds into that to supplement it. So to be a part of that was fantastic, and yeah, I would definitely recommend it to any student if they get the opportunity.
The placement that I was on was a research placement under the University of Hertfordshire research team, and really I was able to help provide insight into why research placements are beneficial to the broad range of placement offerings that the university can provide, and it was just a nice way to be able to present students with a different way of looking at how placements can actually provide them with a beneficial future and grounded experience to be able to enter the workforce, really.
So I've been on quite a range of placements throughout my time. I've had respiratory, I've had neuro, but I would say my favourite has been mental health, and it was so kind of inspiring again to see these patients and how they respond to physio, and especially how important exercise is to your mental health. And I've actually applied to be a support worker there at the job now, so it's kind of opened my eyes to a different route that I could go down in the future, and I've met some amazing people on the way as well, with the physios and other OTs and everyone else that was on the team. It was great.
My favourite placement has to be my first placement, which was a neuro one, which ended up being more of a COVID placement, peak of COVID. And for me, that was more of an eye-opener in terms of how COVID is actually impacting everyone. And it made me look at myself and things that I'm doing, how I can help in everyday life, just to help prevent the spread. And also how we as physios are helping COVID patients.
The CSP come in every year to do a talk with our first years anyway, so we actually got the chance to join that talk this year. So as a third year I went in, represented the society with Rena, and she was able to kind of draw on some of the experiences that I've had as a third year to relate to the first year talk, which was really good because you get a kind of an idea about how the whole course pans out. So that support there was really good. We've actually looked for some support for funding, so for things like courses this year, and we're planning on some guest speakers as well. So it's been really great to kind of have that support as the society, because an academic society, sometimes we're like, what do we do? But yeah, no, it's been really helpful.
It just provides a nice, easy way to digest information, and also then be able to actually present that to other people and share it, because it also makes it like a nice translatable piece of communication that everyone else knows how to use. So I think that's why I really liked using it.
ePortfolio is quite good to just put all of my my placement reflections on, so it kind of builds like a profile. So when I do graduate, I kind of have my ePortfolio ready, to send out to jobs that I want to apply for. So that's been quite helpful.
You go into it one day thinking that you want to do one thing, and then you might see a patient, or you might watch, a fellow or an educator or someone on placement do something specific, and you just completely do a U-turn. But by getting a kind of a variety of placements, it no doubt just lets you see everything that's on offer, all the rich tapestry in the clinical realm, and so it definitely supports in that way.
So my career aspirations are still mixed. I think what placements allow you to do is be able to, again, experience all the different aspects of physiotherapy and the different routes, and then develop those skills to then be able to go, right, well, I'm going to fine tune in this direction because that's where I'm strongest, that's where my most joy comes from. So that's where I'm going to be going with it really from then.
After I finish my degree, I want to do my rotations. I'll say about 2 years in rotations, and then there's a family private practice that I really want to get into. They work with burns, people who've had burns, and it just sounds really amazing to me.